Spice and Wolf, Volume 22, Springlog V by Isuna Hasekura. Acorn Bread and Wolf. The story opens with Lawrence, a former traveling merchant turned bathhouse owner, returning to his inn in the bustling port town of Atiph. His wife Holo, a centuries-old wolf deity, disguised as a young woman with flaxen hair, is in a sour mood. She stands, arms crossed, glaring at a charcoal sketch on the wall, a preliminary drawing for a large mural depicting the town's recent events, in which both she and Lawrence are to be included. Holo's initial excitement over the prospect of being immortalized in art has been replaced by a concern for her image. She fears being portrayed as merely cute and not as the majestic Wisewolf she truly is. Lawrence, understanding her concerns but also the impracticality of influencing the commissioned artwork, tries to reassure her that the sketch captures her dignity. He humorously points out that he, on the other hand, looks rather tense in the drawing, a reminder of the near financial disaster that led to their involvement in the town's affairs. Seeking to appease his wife, Lawrence suggests finding a place to eat before the influx of artisans crowds the town. They split up to gather food, with Holo charming her way through the market and Lawrence securing some expensive wine. As they enjoy their meal, Lawrence reveals the reason for his recent absences, a request from a wealthy merchant and the bishop to investigate a cursed mountain rumored to house a fallen angel. This mountain, belonging to the Vallan Bishopric, has long been abandoned due to depleted resources and environmental damage caused by mining. The bishop hopes to sell it, but the rumors of a curse hinder potential buyers. Holo is hesitant, wary of disturbing the mountain's current inhabitant, but recognizes the potential consequences of someone less understanding taking on the task. With the promise of visiting a grand market on the other side of the mountains once the job is complete, she reluctantly agrees. They embark on a journey to the Vallan Bishopric, their carriage traversing through a landscape scarred by past deforestation. They reach the bishopric, a modest village dominated by a grand stone cathedral. They meet Elsa, a former traveling companion and priestess who now temporarily manages the bishopric. Elsa, ever the picture of faith and sternness with her honey-colored eyes and ramrod-straight posture, explains her involvement and the history of the mountain. She reveals a curious gilded bell with bite marks, fueling the rumors of a powerful being residing on the mountain. Holo, recognizing the scent on the bell, identifies the culprit, a squirrel. However, the location of the bell and the nature of the bite marks pose a perplexing riddle. Determined to uncover the truth, Holo takes on her true form, a massive wolf, and carries Lawrence to the mountain peak. They discover a thriving forest, meticulously planted with nut-bearing trees, further solidifying the squirrel's involvement. They encounter Tanya, a large squirrel with gentle eyes, who reveals she has been planting trees on the mountain for decades. She tells them of her master, a human alchemist, who taught her about the fallen angel residing on the mountain and tasked her with protecting the gate that kept it contained. This gate, a large metal disc carved with a girl's face, is polished daily by Tanya. Lawrence connects the pieces, realizing the angel is not a supernatural being, but a metaphor for the alchemist's advanced technology. The disc, functioning as a giant lens, can focus sunlight to create intense heat, capable of refining metal without fire. The girl's engraving serves to diffuse the concentrated light and prevent accidental fires. The mystery solved, Tanya is overcome with sadness. The alchemist, her master, is long gone, and the realization that he will never return is a painful one. Holo, empathizing with Tanya's grief, comforts her with a gentle lick, acknowledging the pain of living a long life and witnessing the passage of time. Back at the cathedral, Lawrence proposes a solution. He suggests selling the mountain to the Debao Company, a large trading corporation managed by a rabbit avatar named Hild. He proposes framing the mountain as a source of timber and charcoal, ensuring Tanya's continued presence and the preservation of the forest. Holo is tasked with delivering the proposal, returning 4 days later with a generous offer. However, she is visibly shaken, having witnessed the immense wealth and power of the Debao Company. She reveals that Hilde had offered Lawrence a position within the company, a path to success that he had declined for her sake. This realization weighs heavily on Holo, who fears she has held Lawrence back from achieving his full potential. Lawrence comforts her, assuring her that his happiness lies in their shared life, not in the pursuit of wealth and status. He proposes a plan to resolve the financial crisis gripping Salonia, the city hosting the grand market, using his experience and the resources he gained from their adventures together. He assures her that he will show her the magic of trade, and together they set off to untangle the city's web of debt. Tail Rondo and Wolf. Lawrence and Holo arrive in Salonia, a city buzzing with activity from the grand market. They reunite with Elsa, who reveals a new complication. The Laud company, responsible for selling the bishopric's harvest, is facing financial difficulties and unable to pay them. With the money order from the mountain sale in hand, Elsa faces a difficult choice: help the struggling company or prioritize the immediate needs of the bishopric. Seeking Lawrence's expertise, they visit the Laud company and meet the company owner, Laud. He explains their predicament, unable to pay their debts due to delayed payments from the Inns Association. Following the trail of transactions, they visit the Inns Association, only to learn they are also struggling due to unpaid bills from their merchant guests. This pattern continues as they visit various guilds and companies, each pointing fingers at another for their financial woes. The chain of debt seems endless, leaving Lawrence and Holo baffled. Holo, frustrated by the seemingly endless cycle of blame and the hostility directed toward Lawrence, becomes distressed. She reveals her fear that by choosing a life with her, Lawrence has sacrificed a path to success and influence that could have easily resolved this crisis. Lawrence, touched by her concern, reassures her once more that his happiness lies with her. He then unveils his plan, utilizing the resources and connections he has built over their shared journeys. He aims to break the cycle of debt without any additional funds, relying solely on the power of trust and his understanding of the interconnectedness of trade. With the cooperation of Elsa and the Bishop of Salonia, Lawrence embarks on a complex series of debt swaps. He uses the money order to guarantee payment for the Laud company's debt to the Brewers Association, on the condition that they use the received funds to pay off their own debt to the Woodworkers Union. This chain continues, with each company using the newly acquired funds to clear their outstanding debts to the next in line. The final step involves the Inns Association using the payment received from the Woodworkers Union to settle their debt with the Laud company. The Laud company then uses this payment to retrieve the money order from the Brewers Association, leaving them debt-free. The city's merchants and traders gather, witnessing the resolution of the crisis. Lawrence explains how the seemingly impossible feat was achieved through a series of interconnected transactions, emphasizing the importance of trust and cooperation in trade. He reveals that there was no demon or evildoer, simply a web of debt that needed unraveling. Holo, initially skeptical, is impressed by Lawrence's ingenuity and the magic of trade. She finally understands the value of his experiences and the path he has chosen. With renewed admiration and a deeper understanding of their bond, they prepare to depart Salonia, their journey far from over. A wedding for wolves. Cole and Miuri, traveling companions on a journey spurred by the church's reformations, find themselves in the southern city of Rousebourne. Miuri, a young woman with silver hair and the hidden ears and tail of a wolf, is shedding her winter coat, causing concern for their secret. She proposes finding a stray dog with similar fur to camouflage the shed hair. Accompanied by a pack of stray dogs who recognize Miuri's wolf heritage, they search the city. An old dog leads them to a district where wealthy foreigners reside, mentioning a gathering of silver-haired dogs. As they approach a grand manor, a young nobleman named Mercurio Sedano excitedly mistakes them for the priest and chaperone he has been desperately seeking for his wedding. Miuri, intrigued by the prospect of participating in a foreign wedding ceremony, convinces Cole to play along. They learn that the bride, Arte Pristal, hails from a warrior family with a tradition of valuing strength and honor. The Sedano family, on the other hand, built their wealth through trade and hold a lower social standing. Arte, a tall, red-haired woman with a powerful build, seeks out Cole and Miuri. Fearing an unwanted marriage, she asks for their help in stopping the wedding. However, her true concern lies not with her own happiness, but with Mercurio's safety. She reveals her suspicion that her father, opposed to the marriage due to Mercurio's perceived lack of martial prowess, plans to assassinate him during the wedding ceremony. Arte explains the family tradition of the bride's relatives attacking the groom after the vows are exchanged as a test of his strength and ability to protect his wife. Her father intends to use this tradition as a cover for a fatal attack. Cole, Miuri, and Arte brainstorm solutions. Miuri suggests transforming into her wolf form to intervene, but the presence of Arte's heavily armed relatives makes this a risky proposition. Cole, inspired by the setting of the ceremony, devises a plan. He intends to invoke the sanctity of the church to convince the guests to temporarily relinquish their weapons, then rely on the stray dog's stealth and loyalty to Miuri to spirit the swords away. As the ceremony begins, Cole, disguised as a priest, delivers a sermon. He then requests the guests to lay down their weapons out of respect for the occasion and to avoid any accidental disruptions. The plan unfolds smoothly, with the stray dogs swiftly collecting the swords under the cover of a playful disruption orchestrated by Miuri. Arte's father, however, remains undeterred. He confronts Mercurio, challenging him to a duel to prove his worth as a husband. Mercurio, despite his lack of experience, bravely accepts the challenge, determined to protect Arte. He skillfully defends himself, defying expectations and earning the cheers of the Sedano family. He then declares his love for Arte and his unwavering commitment to protect her. Arte, witnessing Mercurio's courage and determination, realizes the depth of his love for her. Her father, recognizing his daughter's happiness and Mercurio's genuine resolve, relents. The wedding concludes peacefully, with the couple united and Arte's father accepting Mercurio as a worthy husband. Miuri, inspired by the display of love and courage, longs for a similar romance. Cole gently reminds her of his commitment to her as a brother figure, but acknowledges the depth of her feelings. The story ends with a playful scene where Miuri, in her wolf form, exuberantly expresses her affection for Cole. He presents her with a gift, a large paddle-like utensil used for stirring noodles, which he suggests can be used to groom her fur during shedding season. Miuri, initially disappointed, quickly recognizes the practicality and thoughtfulness of the gift, her tail wagging with delight. As they settle in for the night, surrounded by shed fur and the warmth of companionship, the promise of spring and new beginnings hangs in the air. If you enjoyed this summary, please consider subscribing to the channel.